You had your
Yep.
the window was open last year. He threw the big pick at the end of regulation that cost you a chance to go to the Super Bowl against New Orleans. That was it. I mean, you had your shot. This year, he's throwing picks left and right.
Next game.
Anyway, Miami over Tennessee at Miami.
This was a big win here for Miami, even though they lost 2 quarterbacks in the city.
They're going to go with Tyler Thigpen? Please don't say Mike Teal.
Well, he is the third-string quarterback. I'm just saying. If Miami's having the same luck that they have with their quarterbacks and they lose 2 quarterbacks, Mike Teal will be there.
Well, you're going to see an awful.
And he'll show everybody how
Tyler
good he
Thigpen.
really
A lot of people haven't liked Tyler Thigpen.
Tyler Thigpen is a very.
You're going to see a lot more to Wildcat now.
Tyler Thigpen is a very talented quarterback. He can run the Wildcat by himself.
I'm surprised Tennessee lost this game. I'm surprised by the effort by the defense. Defense not play well, and neither did Vince Young. Collins got hurt.
Yep.
So who's their third-string quarterback?
Is it Chris Sims?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Chris
I
Sims.
think you're right.
Chris Sims or Timber Tay? No, Timber Tay's in the UFL now.
Right.
It's Chris Sims.
Buffalo gets their first win, ho-hum, against Detroit at home, and Detroit.
Buffalo's going to go on a little bit of a winning streak.
Well, we'll see, but Detroit didn't convert the 2-point conversion at the end. So Detroit, man, they've lost some tough games this year, but that's how a team grows. You'll lose some tough games and become competitive.
This is what happens when you try to rebuild a team and you don't focus on your offensive line first.
Stafford's out for the year again.
Well, that's because the offensive line. This guy turning into Matt Carr.
You can't do it. Hey, look, how many things can you do at once? They're rebuilding their defense. They brought in Van der Bosch. They drafted Sue. You know, hey, you can't rebuild all facets of a team at once.
This is the same exact deal Carr had to deal with coming out of Fresno, went into Houston.
Right.
No offensive line. He gets hurt. Not the same guy.
Yeah, but they didn't fix it. But they didn't fix it over 5 years. They didn't fix it. Give Detroit a chance.
Well, Detroit needed to work on their offensive line before they even think about getting a quarterback.
We'll say.
If I was a general manager,
they got time.
You got to deal with the offensive line first.
They got time. Let Stafford sit out the year. Let his shoulder heal, and then rebuild his line.
He needs to get a line because he's not going to be able to take too many more shots like that and be the same guy.
Well, he's not going to take any more this year. He's out for this year.
Next.
Jacksonville. Thomas getting the gift of a lifetime. What did they tell you on a Hail Mary pass? Knock it down. Unfortunately, the guy knocked
it straight down.
He hit it straight. No, actually, straight ahead, right into the hands of Thomas. Who was the defender that did that? I forget who it was that did that, but he knocked it right into the hands of Thomas and Jacksonville, who's now 5-4. All right.
Hey, you know what? Jacksonville, as good as your team might look on paper, I'm sorry, but that really was a Hail Mary. You got very, very, very lucky. No, there's no other explanation to it. You just got lucky. 31-24. Yeah. You win. We'll see what happens next week.
Houston's defense can't stop anybody in a big spot.
Nope.
Yeah, and
they need to improve. However, I'll tell you what. They have good talent. I like what
on the offensive side.
Well, defensive back, they have Kareem Jackson. He's good young.
Still got Mario Williams.
Young quarterback, Mario Williams.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans.
Ryan
Cushing.
And
They're working.
If he's not snorting, yeah.
Right. Yeah. But still, I mean, hey. You know, the sky's the limit for this defense, but
their secondary is shot.
They need a little defensive backfield improvement. Kareem Jackson is the start. Kareem Jackson is the start of that.
All right.
We'll see what they do in the offseason coming up, but I think if they're just a couple pieces away from really being a good defensive
They need
team.
another coach. I'm really sorry on Kubiak. They need a really good coach there to bring that talent together.
Okay.
What do you think Bill Cowher, John Gruden would do with that team?
Hey, you know what? They make that team good. They make that team a winner.
All right.
You're right.
We got to move it along here. Indy over Cincinnati. Cincinnati, good break on recovery. Made it again.
Cincinnati doesn't quit. They don't quit.
Yeah, again, they got 2 touchdowns late, actually in the fourth quarter, and then recovered the onside kick, and then their wide receiver.
I'm trying to figure out if Cincinnati
got stripped while trying to fight for
Cincinnati is just fighting, or is Indianapolis really just not that good this
Indianapolis is not that good this year. They lost Gary Brackett now.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh.
So how many guys they got out on defense? And, of course, they're missing Colley and Clark.
Oh.
All right.
Come on.
And Adai, when is Adai going to play again this year?
Probably not.
Of course, Sanders is not there.
This is crazy.
Sanders and Buller are both out.
I mean, Peyton Manning can only do so much.
I know.
You know?
Everybody says, well, he's going to, it's Peyton Manning. Yeah, but if guys are dropping passes and the timing isn't there.
All right, next couple games rapid fire here.
All right, here we go. Denver over Kansas City. Kansas City's coach.
That was a must-win for Denver, for Josh McDaniels. He's on the hot seat right now.
Yeah. But the only thing is the Kansas City coach did not like the way they were throwing the ball and trying to run the score up when they were already up big. But
This is just Josh McDaniels making a statement to the ownership.
well,
That's
we'll
all
say
it was.
49-29. It wasn't really that close. Denver dominated that game. San Francisco over the Rams.
Big win for San Francisco.
Big win
And
for
this
San
did-
Francisco. They get a
and
big
this did-
pass interference call in overtime to help them get that win.
You got to take it. You got to take it.
I still like Sam Bradford. That team is going to go places next
I hope
year.
so. You're right.
So San Francisco is back in it, amazingly.
Yep.
They're a game and a half behind Seattle. That's unbelievable in that division. Speaking of which, Seattle over Arizona. Arizona is on a downward spiral. They don't have a quarterback.
They've been in a downward spiral. It's amazing how they've had.
They
all
don't have
those
a
wins.
quarterback. Their
They don't
running
have a
game-
quarterback. No running game.
Beanie Wells has been a disappointment.
The only reason that they've won games is their defense.
Now here's a big game, and
I like I love these two night games. I was glued.
how about New England? They get plastered by Cleveland last week, and then they go into Pittsburgh and just lay one on.
This is how New
the
England
Steelers.
plays. They go into Pittsburgh, and they've been historically known to just beat
They
Pittsburgh.
play
in
well in
They
Pittsburgh,
play
always do.
well in Pittsburgh.
So
That's really what it is.
and
Tom
Brady's
Brady,
showing emotion,
Now-
being a leader.
Give Pittsburgh credit. They did score 23 in the fourth. Just not enough. 39-26.
Yeah, I know. No, that just really just puts a little bit of a
Eh.
That was just for cosmetic. New England dominated.
Well,
the
they
game.
had heart. At least Pittsburgh tried.
Well,
That's what you got. That's where you
New
got.
England dominated that game. All right, now this is incredible.
What?
Michael Vick,
the
performance he put on
six total touchdowns.
Monday
four
night
four
was
throwing, 2 rushing.
unbelievable.
Absolutely fantastic.
For all those people who think that he can't throw the ball, all you had to do was look at the bomb to Jackson,
Watch the first play.
and then scrambling to his right, rifling the ball back to his left, and finding his receiver in the back of the end zone through threading the needle.
I got a quick
I
question.
mean, that was a Brett Favre fastball he threw there.
Yes.
I mean,
This is what people were saying.
People are now
in
starting to talk
2005,
MVP.
2004, when they were talking about Michael Vick. Man, he's such an athletic quarterback. The critics were saying he's going to be
drop
scary.
the athletic now.
People were.
He's just a great quarterback
people
now.
Are going to say, hey, he's going to be scary when he learns how to drop back and just be a passer.
Well, he's done it.
That's exactly what he is right now. Who cares if he was in jail for
So
2
now
years?
he can scramble.
He can scramble.
He can throw from the pocket.
Throw from the pocket.
He can run. So I'm saying when linebackers come up to meet him,
Yep.
he can still throw on the run and hit his receivers in stride.
Yep.
And what the Giants are going to have to do, we'll get to that next
Big
segment.
question first of all. Just the last question before we end this segment.
Go ahead.
How many interceptions has Michael Vick thrown this season?
I don't think he's thrown any.
That's correct. He has thrown. He has thrown multiple amount. He's
What is it,
thrown
11 touchdowns?
11. I think it's 11.
And no picks.
No interceptions. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Can't get any better than that.
1,350 yards.
All right, so there we go. We had a lot of crazy finishes. We had overtime games in the in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
We had an overtime game in San Francisco. The Jets, big win. They maintained this this incredible ability to pull games out late. Denver game, the Detroit game, and now the game against the Browns. Unbelievable. Jets got Pittsburgh coming up later on in the season too, so that's good. So that game might be for home field advantage, but now New England has put themselves right in there too. They're playing the Colts this week. We'll get to that in the next segment. This is the Mike and Sean Show, double coverage from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting Studios in Hasbrook Heights. We'll be right back with our third segment. We got preview of the league, college football, the Cam Newton controversy. Like that Rolling Stone is gathering a lot of moss. We'll see you in a few minutes.